friends, and welcome back to Uncorked. Thank you all for joining Katie and I today. On today's episode, we are going to be talking about finding clarity in a waiting season. And I think this is a very good episode. I know for a lot of our personal friends and family and things. So I'm just really excited to talk about it. Before we get started, though, our wine today, we have the 2E's Plonk, which the 2E's Winery is located in Roanoke, Indiana, which is right outside Fort Wayne. Just a local winery, and this is a sweet red wine. You can find it at Costco right now for like $10, but it's sold pretty much at a lot of local grocery stores.
You're supposed to take it home to meet moms.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's what's on the website.
I probably would never take wine to meet TJ's mom. She's a whiny, so she knows way more than I bring home some wine. She'd be like, "What is this shit?" But it's a sweet red, so we'll go ahead and we're going to drink it throughout the episode, obviously, and then we'll rate it at the end.
Yes.
So let's get into this topic.
Why'd you want to talk about this topic, Maddie?
You know, it's just, I don't know.
Let me get started.
For one, being an adult and in today's age where there's social media and all the things that you see every day in front of you, you compare yourself and why your life is different than others and all the things that you think and you have been told you should have accomplished or should be doing right now that you're not, or things. So it has just been really difficult growing up and adulting into this, I think, for me, and just kind of trying to understand the season that I am currently in and the, seasons I have been in and, what it looks like. And I've been trying really hard to learn how to deal with it better and find better outlets and better things to get me through it, I guess. But I know that everyone's waiting season is different. We're all in different stages of our life, which is fine and it's good. But it's hard to compare. I just have a problem with comparison, which we've talked about multiple times, which in today's, it's just hard. Mm-hmm. And so you see people and you're like, well, this person's the same age as me, but she has this huge house and this really good job and this really nice car. Why do I have to wait for that when she has that, or things like that. So just trying to understand.
Even though you don't know what that person's going through or what she's doing. Right.
So I really just wanted to talk about it. And I know a lot of my friends are all in different waiting seasons. Some, people are waiting to get married. Some people are waiting to have babies, move, whatever. So I think it is just a really good topic right now. And, coming out of the pandemic and everyone's getting new jobs or trying to figure out what they really want to do, or stay at home or not stay at home, or waiting, everyone's just waiting for something. So I think it just needs to be talked about and try and help people to wait better.
I think this may be one of the hardest topics to for friends to empathize on, especially for I'm a mom, but I empathize with you, and I know that you're kind of waiting on trying to being married. I know you want to be married to TJ, and I know that you want to start a family with TJ, and I know you're waiting on that. And I am trying to move, so you don't. Right. I don't feel you empathize as much with that as So it can be hard with friends and we're all in different ways, but it's all important.
Yeah. I think that one of the things I wanted to talk about was feeling for me, it's hard. I feel all my friends are at different stages. So I have I'm going to say my 3 or 4 best friends. I have one that's married with kids, one that's single, living her best life, one that just got married, who's in that honeymoon phase, they're enjoying being married. They're talking about, when they want to start having kids. I have one that has kids that's not married, and then it's just I feel and this was my hard thing. I feel I've done everything right, everything the way people say you're supposed to do it.
Usually
graduated high school. I went to college. I got a good job. I have been dating someone for 6 years. And then like, but why is that not good enough? Why am I not the one getting married? Why am I not the one, you know? Yeah. So I think it's hard. Like, I feel like no one is going through what I'm going, which is true. No one's going through what I'm going through, but I should realize that I'm not alone and I can reach out to people. But it's hard because kind of what you were saying, like, you don't empathize with what I'm feeling because you don't feel it, and you weren't really like, it's not the same season. So it's hard for me to go to my friend and be like, hey, like, I'm really feeling this way. Like, I'm super upset about like not being engaged yet, and I'm just like really battling with that, which it sounds stupid, but like, my feelings are real. So yeah. If you think it's stupid, then whatever. But it's hard to like go to my friends and be like, hey, like, I'm really upset about this. Like, I'm really battling this. Like, I just really need some help. But then my friend's like, oh, well, I don't really, like, that's kind of dumb. Like, you should just wait, keep waiting. Like, I'm married. So like, just wait, like, it'll happen. But like, you don't get it because you're married and you got that, and you, like, why did that happen for you and not for me? I don't know.
If you go to our other friend, like you said, that was single, or like she just broke up with her boyfriend that was together for like 5 years, and she's single, and she's doing really well. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to go to her because she's in a totally different season. Right. So it's definitely difficult. And it's like, who do you go to and who do you talk to? Yeah. When you're going through this. And for the longest time, I've tried to like talk to you and talk to TJ when you guys have wanted to talk about this. And it's hard. Like, I understand what he's like wanting, and I understand what you're wanting, but that's like all that I can do for you guys. I can't like tell you what to do or like push my feelings on you guys, because you're going to do what you're going to want to do. Yeah.
That's what's hard, because like, you can go to people, like I could go to people, but everyone's at different stages. And then if I go to one person who doesn't want to get married, they're going to have a completely different opinion than my friend who just got married, or my friend who's been married. Or I can't go to my mom because she has a completely different opinion. I can't talk to TJ's parents because they're TJ's parents. Like, that's just like, I feel, like,
I feel like you're almost complaining.
Yeah. And then, so you're like, who do I go to? So then you don't go to anyone, and then you just sit in your room and you cry, because that's what I do. But I have been really trying recently to dig deeper into why I'm feeling this way, and how, because I know that everything happens the way like God has planned it. I know that everything happens the way it's supposed to happen, and I can't control everything. I can't plan everything. And I know that we've been together for a long time. I know that he wants to get married. I know it's coming. I know that, but it's just hard to like stomach it and realize, like, but why hasn't it happened yet? Like, what is the reason? There has to be an underlying reason, and I just can't figure it out.
Do you feel like you're almost like not good enough?
I don't know. So I don't know if it's just like growing up as a girl, you like dream about your wedding. And for me, I think this is like maybe the biggest thing. And like, I don't want to get really upset about it. I just don't want to cry about it. But I never had a relationship to look up to. My grandma was divorced, so I never had a really grandpa. I had a great grandparents, and they were the best, but they were older. And so I didn't really get to like really see them as like they were older. They just slept all day, Yeah. My mom was a hot mess. They were married, divorced, whatever. And so I never had that. I literally never had a good relationship to look up to. I never like really went to weddings. That was like never in the cards. That just wasn't my life. Like, I never thought that people really got married and like stayed together. Like,
you probably literally just had like movies.
Right. So then you find someone and you've been together for 6 years, which is like, in my family, that's a long time. Yeah. Like, that's a really long time. And then all you want, because you just love this person like so much. And then I think like, well, if I love him so much, then I'm willing to like literally like go to the courthouse and get married because I just want to be married. But like, is he not willing to do that? Does he not love me the same level that I love him? Or is he not as excited as I am?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think it's just like that. Like last episode, we talked a little bit about like that trust factor. That's a big thing. And then, like you said, it's just like the relationships that you've always been around growing up. That's a huge impact.
Yeah.
Huge. And like looking back, we can think about it now and we're like, oh, that makes sense. That's why I feel this way.
Mm-hmm.
And like now you're like, oh shit, like TJ, yeah. I need this, or like right, Nick, like, I need this.
Like I feel bad because I talk about it a lot, and he gets annoyed that I talk about it. But like I never had that. I literally never had that. And then to like be in his family and see his parents love, and they've been together for so long, and his grandparents have been like both his grandparents have been together for so long, and just like being around all of that good energy and that good love, and then like being with him for so long. Like I'm just so excited. It's not about the ring. It's not about, it's not about any of that. It's just like, I just can't wait to like actually start a family. Like I know that we're together. I know that we have dogs. I know that we have a house, but like, we're not like, he could leave. I could leave. We're not set in stone.
Right.
But like to actually have that like foundation that like I never thought would happen, or like I've only ever seen be bad. Like to actually have that and realize like, wow, this is someone that I could actually spend the rest of my life with. Like I'm so excited. And then I think like, is he not that excited? Does he really not care about getting married? Which I know for guys it's different. And anyways, some guys don't express their feelings the way we do. And like TJ is one of those, like he just doesn't express his feelings. He was never like brought up to really be like super feely, whatever. But so that's hard too, like trying to read him and how he's feeling. And then, I don't know. And then you're just waiting because you are like, well, am I not good enough? Have I not done enough? Have I, whatever.
It just brings your like self-confidence down.
Right.
I feel that.
So I've just been trying to work on it and like really dig deeper into how to better wait through this time. So one thing that I really really liked was, we may feel that we like deserve something. Like I may feel that I 100% deserve to be engaged and to be married, but I may not need it. Like right now in my life and what God has planned, or what what's happening, like that may not be what I need right now.
Yeah.
And I have to like just try and really accept that, like just like, because
that's
a goal of mine, and that's what I really want, and that's what I feel like I've worked so hard for. But at the end of the day, if that's not God's plan and that's not what is in the cards right now, then it's just not meant to be.
Right.
Yeah. Another one is, like I said earlier, just realizing that everyone is waiting on something different. And then even when you like come to your friends and you talk to your family and friends about what you're going through and what you're feeling, like try your best to understand, like you were maybe in their shoes at one point, or or just listen, like literally just have an open ear, like open mind, and just listen and try to understand. Because, and if you think like, oh, they shouldn't get married, or oh, they shouldn't have kids, or like, that is your opinion. But if your friend is truly wanting to have a baby right now, you need to support them 100%. Like, and then you just need to realize that everyone is going through something differently.
Yep.
And so just help each other through that. I was talking to TJ's sister-in-law a couple days ago about things, and she texted me something, and it just like really stuck with me. And she said that comparison is a thief of joy.
Yep.
And I have never looked at it like that, which I'm so bad at comparing myself, but I never looked at it like that. And I was just like, oh my God, I spend so much time on Instagram and Facebook and looking up people, or not like looking up people, but like looking at people's pages and being like, well, why do they have this? Or why do they have this big house? I know that I make more than them. I know that I've worked harder than them. And then you're like, and then you lose your sight on like what you have and what you have done, and you're not, and then you just sit there or like even like getting engaged. I think about it and then I put myself in a bad mood, and then I don't enjoy the day, or I don't enjoy the night, because we'll go on like a super cute date or something, and we'll get home and I'm like, TJ, what was wrong with today? Like, today would have been perfect. We went on a really cute day. I looked really nice. Like, why did you not do it today? Like, what the hell was wrong with today? And he's always like, well, I don't know. Like, it just isn't the day that I want to do it. And then that ruins literally the day that we had, and I lose sight of everything that we did that day, and what that it actually like was a good day. You guys had a
perfect day, and you just like let your feelings.
Right, and I just like overshadow it with my own like fears and doubt and whatever. So just remember, like, when you're comparing yourself, like, think about how you're feeling. Like, it doesn't feel good to compare yourself. And I've been trying hard to do that recently. Like, it just doesn't bring you joy. You feel like shit. You feel bad about yourself. You look in the mirror and you think, like, who is this girl? You know, what have I done? Like, why am I this way? But you should look in the mirror and be like, I'm so awesome. Like, look at all the things I have done, and look at all the things I can do, and look at what look at my life right now. And just like think, like, when you're looking at Instagram, like, and you're comparing yourself and you get in these bad moods, like, turn off Instagram, delete the app, limit yourself, like, don't get on it, like, try like 24 hours no Instagram or whatever, like, and try and see how happy you truly are without comparing yourself. Because that's what we do every day. We wake up, we go on Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat, and we start our day literally just looking at pictures of other people.
Yeah.
And we immediately go, oh, well, her hair is really pretty. Why
instead of focusing on our own life.
Right.
And I think that's been like the biggest thing for me. Back in high school, I used to do this a lot. It's just like comparison, like you are. But now I'm at the point, like, I literally just stick to Facebook. And if Facebook didn't have my craft page, I probably wouldn't even be on there. Like, and the other big thing about Facebook is I love the events thing. So, like, when we have our kids' birthday parties or whatever, like, that's another thing. But other than that, I try to just stay off of it, or I just look at funny memes. You know what I mean?
I'm so bad. I'll sit there and I'll just scroll on people's pages and I'll look at everything. But it's true too. Like, you don't know what season of life they're in.
Yeah.
You don't know what they're struggling with. Instagram, if they show a glimpse of the perfect side that they want people to see. They don't show them waiting. They don't show the season that they're in. They don't show them crying. They don't show,
Yep.
And so
another big thing is, like, I think with me, when I do get on Facebook, I see, like, you guys are, like, able to go to, like, say, the deck last weekend, or like, I see our other friends go to different parties and stuff, and I'm like, man, I wish I could have been there. But also I'm like, man, this weekend I got to hang out with my kids, and that was really cool. And you just have to, like, look and see and what is important to you, and, like, are you actually having a good time? Are you letting some other person's life make you feel like you're unworthy or, like, unimportant, even though you're having a good time? Like, why are you making your life feel like you're not having a good time, even though somebody else is also having a good time? You know what I mean?
Right. You should be like, wow, good for them, and good for me.
And good for me. Yeah.
Yeah. That's, like, just, like, celebrating the present, I think, is what I've been having to really focus on the last couple of weeks. I've been trying to focus on, and it's hard to get in these habits when I'm not used to it. Like, I'm used to just being upset all the time and being down on myself and being depressed. And so it's hard, but just, like, celebrate, like, literally wake up in the morning and say, I have a house. I graduated college. I have a good job. And celebrate, like,
and you got a house by yourself.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah. And then just celebrate, like, you know what, like, today I went to work, and I, had a good day at work, and I went and was able to get lunch, and I went and hung out with my friends, and, like, celebrate what is going on right now in the moment, because you're going to miss it. Like,
and appreciate your feelings.
Right.
Like, appreciate the good times.
Yeah.
Like, I'm at work, I'm having, like, a good time. Like, I like my work. Like, that's good.
Yeah.
I literally, like, sometimes I just get to chill and just read at work. And I'm like, that's so awesome. Like, I love it so much.
Yeah. But then, like, if you're just so busy worrying about the next job.
Or, like, the negative thing
the
that's always
promotion,
behind.
or, like, the thing that you're just desiring so bad, you're going to forget about everything. You're going to forget about that good day that you had, or that really cute date that you went on, or all the things. That's what we'll go on a nice date, and I'll just completely ruin it with my own mood. Like, I'll just shut my own self down because I'm upset that, you know, we didn't get engaged and whatever didn't happen. And then I'm like, wow, that was like a nice date. I could have really enjoyed myself or whatever.
Yeah. And that also probably puts even more pressure on him. Because he's like, oh, like, that's all she wanted. Like, I could have did it then. And then he's probably also like, well, now I have to do better than that. You know, like, he has feelings, too, about the whole engagement thing. And
right. I think that's, too, like, when you're waiting on something with someone else, like, making sure you take each other's feelings into account. Like, I think he could be a little better, which it's just a guy and a girl thing, especially with, like, marriage and stuff. Like, you know, girls dream about it and always want to do all the planning and, like, have all these dreams and whatever, but guys don't really care about that stuff. So to him, it's just really not on the level of excitement as I am or things like that. But, like, that doesn't mean that my feelings aren't hurt, and that doesn't mean that I shouldn't feel the way I'm feeling. And sometimes he, like, will try and shut me down, or he'll be like, just get over it, like, just stop talking about it and move on. And I'm just like, I can't, like, I literally, and I don't
like
think
all you think about.
Yeah,
right
and
now.
I don't think he gets that. Like, I literally can't. Like, I mentally cannot get over it. I can't. I don't know how.
And I don't think he realizes that even if he gave you a ring right now, like, you would be happy. You know what I mean? Right. Like, after this podcast is done, he would literally...
Yeah. All my worries would go away. You know how happy I would be? Like, literally. My whole life would just change.
He also has an idea in his head of how he wants to do it. And he, like, wants to surprise you. And he has, like, this whole thing.
Does he?
In his head.
I think he's just lying.
I think he 100% does.
I think he's lying about that. But anyways.
But I, like... In my season of waiting, we're also talking about, like, getting a house that actually fits what we need. So we're trying to get, like, a bigger house so I can get another dog. And I know this is not as important as what Maddie's going
to do. But it is. It is, though, because you probably, like, look at other houses and stuff, and you're like, well, why can't I move right now? Why can't I afford this right now? Or... You know, like, why do I have to keep waiting? We've worked so hard. Like, you guys have worked so hard for what you have now, and, you know, worked so hard to get to where you are. You're like, why do I have to keep waiting and waiting and waiting? And I think, like, we just have to realize, like, no matter how long we wait, like, it's never our plan. Or, like, I guess this is how I look at it, like, with being, like, faithful and whatever. Like, it's not my plan. I can literally die tomorrow, and I don't know.
Right.
Like, it's not my plan. It's his plan. It's God's plan. It's... You know, and I set myself up to, like, do certain things, and I set my plan up, or, you know, whatever, but at the end of the day, like, I shouldn't control it the way I will try to control it.
Right.
So I was listening to a podcast, another podcast a couple days ago, Sadie Robertson's.
We'll put the link in the description.
Or, what's a podcast maybe? Maybe it was, like, one of her teachings. And I love listening to her, but she was talking about waiting, and she said, don't waste the wait. And I think that, like, literally just opened my mind and, like, blew my mind because I have been, like, dwelling and just beating myself up about where I'm at right now in life, and I shouldn't waste it. Like, yeah, I'm upset, and yeah, like, it kind of sucks, but, like, I'm young, and I have nothing to tie me down. I have dogs.
It's like, don't ruin your current situation just because you're waiting on something.
Right. So, like, just enjoy. Like, I can literally go on a trip, or I can go do whatever I want, and, like, celebrate where I'm at. Like, literally feel, like, worry-free. I know that I know that, all my, like, actual needs are taken care of. And then you just, like, literally, like, don't waste it. Like, we could be doing so much more. I could be so much happier if I just find the little joys in every day and, find things that really, like, fill me up and really make me happy while I'm waiting. But, like, don't dwell on that. Like, don't just focus on the waiting. Don't just focus on getting engaged and getting married. Like, focus on all the things that I could be doing, or all the things that I should be doing, or, all the things that, make me happy, which is so hard with someone who deals with depression and anxiety and all the things. Like, it's so hard to put yourself first and really, or even just put your feelings first. Like, it's easy for me to be like, oh, I'm sad, I'm going to go crawl in bed and cry.
Right.
Or, oh, I'm sad, I'm not going to go hang out with my friends. And that's easy for me because that's what I'm used to, because that's just how I've always been and that's how I've always dealt with it. But, like, no, I need to go. Yeah, it sucks I'm not engaged. And yeah, it sucks that I am, like, in this season of life. But I'm still going to go, and I'm going to go party with my friends. And I'm going to have fun. And I'm going to, like, let loose. And I'm going to, like, really enjoy myself and not focus on what I think is a negative. Because it may not be a negative. Yeah. And, like, what you're going through and what I'm going through, neither one is better or worse. Neither one is, they're different. And we, like, handle things differently. We want different things. But, like you said, it's just all different. Yeah, everyone's life is different, and no one should feel bad about their waiting. Like, I have talked to people about it, and, like, or, like, even sometimes, like, TJ, and they just make me feel stupid, or make me feel like it's irrelevant. Like, why, like, you shouldn't care about that. Like, that's stupid. Like, why does that bother you? Like, he's going to be with you. Or like TJ will say, like, I'm not leaving, that, like, I want to marry you, but, like, I don't know that. It's like, you, like, do it then. Yeah. I know. So it's just, like, realizing that, but just, like, I don't know, like, when, just, like, don't waste the moment. And that's, I'm really, like, starting to try and really kind of try hard to, like, not, like, try not to waste it. Like, if I have the opportunity to do something, or, whatever, like, just don't waste where I'm at right now. And yeah, it's okay to be sad, and it's okay to, like, be upset, and it's okay to, cry, and it's okay to be mad, but, like, just don't, like, I just need to learn to not fixate on it and realize, like, yeah, my house is small right now and whatever, but, like, it's a house, and I have a roof over my head, and I pay for it, and I do stuff. Yeah. And just, like, realize that, like, just because maybe one day I do want a bigger house and a nicer house, and I want to get married and have kids, like, that's going to come one day. Yeah. One day. I feel you, girl. Yeah. And Nick has, like, tried to talk to me, like, so much about our house, and I'm like, let's just, like, give it away almost, Yeah. Like, let's move tomorrow. I'm good. Let's go to Texas. Let's go to Utah. Like, we're good. We got this. It doesn't matter where we go. I just want a new house. And that sounds stupid, but, like, I almost just want, like, a new adventure. And I definitely want more storage in our house. Yeah. If you've been to our house, then our kitchen is fucking small as fuck. But, yeah, we just, and it's hard to just wait. And he's like, well, we got to do this to our house. We got to make it nice this. And I'm like, why should we make it nice this way if we are moving? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, you just want to move. You just want to you just want to get it over with and move. And then he's like, oh, well, we have to, go through these hills and, to be able to move. Yeah. Well, that's how, like, even, like, with getting married, like, sometimes I'm like, oh, my God, like, I don't care. I want to get married, like, right now. Like, I would go to the courthouse next weekend with, like, our best friends and parents and get married. But then I realized, like, do I really want that? Probably not. Like, I would like a church wedding and walk down an aisle in a really pretty dress. So, like, yeah, I really want that, but, like, also, like, I should be present and wait and, like, actually enjoy the process of getting engaged and getting married and having all the things that I really truly want, but not I don't know. It's just really hard. And I know, like, so I know a couple of my friends, or like a few of my friends are really wanting to have kids. And I think it's hard too, because we're at that age where people are getting married and having kids and moving and doing all the things. Like, that's just, I think, hard at our age. And so I have a couple of friends that really want to have kids. And I know it's hard because if you're like planning to have kids, you try and plan really hard. So you try and make sure like you have X amount of money and you have all this stuff done and you have everything ready and all the things. But like you can't. And like just because someone else has 2 kids already and whatever, like their life might not be perfect. Yeah. You know?
Or dude, like, I feel like the second kid is way fucking easier.
Really? Everyone says the second kid's the harder one.
I'm not.
That's what I've always heard.
I just feel like you know what to do the second time around.
But like the first time you have this baby and you're like, oh shit, I don't know what to do.
You actually know what you need.
Yeah. Too. Instead of just buying everything that you think you need.
Yeah. You're just like, and you know, people give you always this advice like, oh, you need those teether tubes that are so great, and like, no, I fucking know. They'll chew on an ice cube and it's great.
Right. That's a huge thing too. Like, just because someone did something one way doesn't mean that it's the right way to do it. Like, TJ's parents and grandparents, they all got married young. Yeah. And like, we're young, we're 24. But like, that doesn't mean that's what we need to do. Or like his brother got married young, and I think he was like 23 or something when his brother was when they got married. Like, that doesn't mean that that's what we need to do. But to me, I look at it and I'm like, oh, well, why are we not married yet? Like, we're 24, we're supposed to be married. Right. But like, that may not be what we need to do in our own relationship, because our relationship is different than everyone else's.
Like, you're still going, he just got a promotion, and he is wanting this promotion forever. Like, what, 3 years or so? Like,
he's been there for 3 years, so
2 years. Mm-hmm. And I know he's been waiting on that, and you've been going through nursing school, and whether you should do nursing school or all this stuff. Like, you guys are still figuring out who you want to be in your careers and who you want to be as people. So I get where he's coming from. So, and I get where you're coming from. Like, it's hard to wait. So it's just, you guys got to go meet in the middle and talk about it and see where you go from there.
We've tried talking about it and it gets nowhere.
Dude, same with Nick. I just want to punch him in the face.
Guys are hard to talk. Comment if your guy is easy to talk to and give us some advice.
Bro, please. Y'all ever just yank his beard? Maddie saw it earlier. I just look at TJ and he knows. Like, he told me yesterday, he was like, I know that look. Like, if I say one more thing, you're about to snap. I was like, yes, I am. But I don't know. It's just hard. So what I've been trying to do, and what I would encourage other people, like my friends and our listeners, to do, is just really try and live in the present. And I know it's hard. Like, it's so hard for me, so I feel you. And if you ever want to talk about it, I'm here. But just try and really like enjoy your successes that you have and what you're working on presently. Yeah, just literally enjoy, like, we're thankful that you guys are here.
Everything in your life. Like, really sit down and look and say all these things that you have done, and like all the little things that you think may be stupid, like, those are wins. Yes. Like, every little thing that you have, everything. Like, me having a bed in my house, like, that's a win, that I went out and I bought my own bed. Like, just things like that. Like, those are wins. So just really celebrate your present. Don't waste the don't waste the time that you have right now. And I know that it's really hard, and it is okay to have your feelings, and it's okay to be upset, and just really talk to whoever you're going through it with. If you're going through with it someone, and if you're going through a waiting season by yourself, like, really reach out and talk to someone. We'll always listen, or just really reach out.
Join our group
and Facebook. Talk to someone. And you never know, some people may have already gone through a season like that, or just have words of encouragement. So just try and enjoy the present, and just remember that everything works out the way that it is supposed to, and you cannot control everything.
You should be a motivational speaker.
That's our goal. One day we're going to get there, right, Katie?
Yes, 100%.
All right, so let's rate this wine.
Ooh, it's a 9.
Oh, she gave it a 9. I'm going to give it a 9 too. Ooh, it's so good.
We actually agreed on one. I don't think we've ever agreed.
Mark that down in history, folks.
Ooh, mark it.
It's a sweet red. It's pretty bomb.
It's bomb.
Yeah, it's really good.
Try that Tooheys Plunk.
Yeah, go get you some. Alrighty, well.
Hit that. Smash it.
That like button and click that notification bell.
Ooh.
And go and get on our Facebook group. We would love to have all of you. We really appreciate all of you for being here. It really means a lot to us. Let us know what you guys thought of today's episode. If you guys have any advice or any questions, give
us some topics that you guys want us to talk about.
Yeah, we have a lot of good episodes coming up, some guests coming up. So we can't wait for the future. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. All right.